Hello, I am Dorothy Sparks, and I am the deacon at Bread of Life Deaf Lutheran Church. I grew up in church, and I would see that people would, give in church. But as I got older, I saw that giving also extended to the community as well. And that's what began to influence me about wanting to go out and meet deaf people even in other countries.
I think I have known Dorothy for 23 years. The first time I met with her for a financial appointment, she had a stack of papers, and then she had a stack of photographs. And the papers were like some statements, maybe a tax return, financial stuff. And she was showing me the pictures and telling me about what she was doing to support this deaf school in Jamaica.
The deaf individuals here in the United States have more opportunity. The deaf children in Jamaica had more limitations. Unfortunately, 80% of deaf individuals who live in developing countries do not have access to education. And so being aware and having access to communication and education is what opens up the world to them.
I have thought to myself many times, Dorothy Sparks, that is a complete sentence. She is an advocate and a spokeswoman for the deaf community, and her faith drives her. The money is just supposed to follow along and do well so she can do good.
There's story after story that people tell about growing up and hearing families that didn't learn sign, going to hearing churches that didn't provide interpreters, and never totally understanding what's going on. And then they come to Bold, and it's like this aha, right? The access to the gospel finally into a faith community where they can fully participate and be themselves, and where their culture and their language is honored.
So right now, Bold has a strong emphasis and focus on the community. The deaf members, they actually live throughout the metro area and beyond. The deaf community, what they consider community, is very different than the hearing community. It's more about vicinity and space, but the deaf community, it's about language.
Dorothy is an example of somebody of modest means who has exploded generosity. She's just generous with everything about her life. I think it would feel incomplete to her to not have a financial strategy that echoed the rest of her generous behaviors.
Because it's needed. These funds are needed. So part of it is for my love for these organizations, and also because of the need.
Legacy giving is such an easy entrance into philanthropy for people. I believe she has 5 organizations that she has listed, and I think that's a really important thing for people to understand, is how easy it is to benefit multiple organizations when you leave your legacy through Thrivent Charitable.
And part of what legacy gifts like this do is free up the community's hearts and minds to focus on community and how do we care for one another, because we're not so worried about how are we going to make our bills, right? And that it opens up for us to better care for each other and to better thrive together is priceless.